Hello humans and welcome to Chef Mike Does Stuff. I, of course, am the Chef Mike, referenced in the title. This is episode 20. We have made it to 20 official episodes. There's some other episodes in there as well, so there's actually more. But for the official show, this is number 20, and today, and it's actually going to be like 3 days because I got a really busy week and because of life. What I'm making, we're going to do pork belly burnt ends, but we're going to do it a pretty awesome different way. But I'm doing this probably in like 2 to 3 days. We'll see how it goes if I could get everything filmed when I need to. But we're doing pork belly burnt ends. But episode 20, thank you everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell. I just got that big bump from all you Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter fans. I just added 3,000 new subscribers, so that's pretty awesome. So I figured we'd do some meat food porn for you. Now, like I said, we're going to do pork belly burnt ends, but what's different about this is I'm actually only going to smoke it for about 4 hours, and then I'm going to vacuum seal them, and I'm going to put them in my little sous vide contraption. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but basically sous vide is a way of cooking where ingredients and food items are in a bag, usually vacuum sealed, but you don't necessarily have to do that, and cooked in this very temperature controlled water for X amount of time. After we smoke the pork belly for about 4 hours, we're probably going to sous vide it at 160 degrees for probably 12 hours, or whenever I remember that it's still going in the sous vide thing. So, without further ado, before I forget, if you are a brand or a company or somebody who wants to have their product on the show, talked about on the show, do you want me to make you some ridiculous commercial or something? Make sure to email me. Maybe I got to learn how to talk first. Email me at chefmikedoesstuff@gmail.com and we could figure something awesome out. So, not even going to do the gut cam or the cutting board cam because this is going to be super easy. I'm also not focusing on the rub. I do make my own rub. That's not what we're here for. We're here to cook the pork belly burnt ends in a cool, I guess new to some of you way. I went and got a pork belly from Costco. It is a full pork belly with the skin removed. The only thing I did was cut it in half. So if you look at it from the side, this is what bacon is made out of, the pork belly. It came in one big package, a nice flat like that. One side is a much, the closest to the skin side is very fatty, and you got your meat there in the middle. The only thing that I have done ahead of time with once again, I'm filming this multiple days, is I heavily salted, not over the top, but a good amount of salt and black pepper, and I let that sit in the fridge for about 2 hours. So I did that this morning while getting everything else set up. That's all I did. Then I cut it in half. Now all I'm going to do is cover this bad boy in rub, and then we're going to put it on the smoker. You may have seen me do some barbecue stuff before where I do like to cook on these racks because then I could just lift the stuff out when needed. Also, in the smoker, I'm cooking over a water pan. So there is an aluminum foil pan in my smoker right now filled with water that I'm going to set this rack with the meat over it. I'm going to do it the fattier side up. So that way I'm kind of getting shielded from some of the direct heat that may come over. But the cool thing about doing it this way is 4 hours in the smoker, I'm getting all that smoke flavor, and then I'm going to put it in the sous vide where I do not even have to think about it. So it's going to turn out awesome that way. So, like I said, I salt and peppered this bad boy. When I usually do this, if I'm doing pork belly, I will score this side. That also gets a lot more seasoning or marinade or your rub in the meat, but you're not going to do that. We're keeping it extra simple. So the only thing I'm going to do is take my favorite rub and sprinkle it all over. Now, one thing you have to remember, if you're doing it kind of like me, is I already did salt and pepper. So if your rub is super salty, you're going to want to maybe cut that down just a tad because there's already salt in the meat. Usually, basically what I did was a dry brine, and even if you were to put the rub all over this and let that sit in the fridge, which you absolutely can do, that's another great method. Really, most of the stuff that's getting in the meat that is flavoring on the inside is just the salt. So that's why I usually just do salt. I'm going to just press it in just a touch, like so. And like I said, I'm going to do fat side up, like so. And now I'm just going to do that to the other one. If you've got a reusable pan big enough with deep sides, go ahead and use that. I use these aluminum foil pans pretty regularly just because they're very convenient and I like them. I'm going to put some music or like some sound effects. Like, why am I making the noise if I'm going like this? That's so silly. There. All right. Make sure you get the sides of the pork belly because a lot of people forget that and you've got a lot of exposed meat there and you want to add some flavor country to it. Okay. Done. Press it in a little bit. Beautiful. One of the things too, you can totally just cook the pork belly entirely on the smoker. When I do that, I'll usually spray it while it's cooking. Not going to do that here because I'm only smoking for 4 hours and there's going to be a water pan, so it's going to be nice and moist. And then, like I said, we're going to get into the sous vide action. So I'm going to go put this on the smoker. I'll give you a little video of how it's looking, maybe a half hour in. And then once it's done on the smoker, I'll bring it in. I'll show you how I vacuum seal them. And we'll put them in the sous vide and let them cook for hours and hours. Okay, we are outside. This is my pellet smoker. It is a Rectech pellet smoker, the 680. I've got a competition blend pellets in there right now. So it's made up of 50% hickory, 25% cherry, and 25% apple. Like I said, well, we're going to smoke this for probably about 4 to 5 hours. I have the smoker right now, my smoker set to 240, knowing that inside it's going to be about 230 degrees or so. That's about where we're hovering at. So this is been a half hour in. As you can see, it's already starting to get a little damp because I got the water pan in there. Yeah, I don't know what else I need to tell you except cook it for 4 to 6 hours. And that's it. You almost don't have to watch it. Just make sure your smoker keeps running and we'll be golden. I will see you back in 4 to 6 hours. I'll bring it inside and we'll go ahead and put it in the sous vide to finish it off for like another 12 hours. It's late and the kids are up being loud and rowdy. I'm gonna put these 2 pork bellies that I've been smoking for 6 hours into this vacuum sealed bags, these 2. I'm gonna put 1 in each. Then I'm gonna put it in this sous vide filled with water, set to 160 degrees. I put the plastic on there just to keep from all that steam and having to refill it. It's late, I'm tired, it's dark out. Almost the least glamorous shot of, oh wait, you know what? Hello. How are you? This is what you're looking for. NOMNOMs. All right. So, this has been sous vide in the bag for, it actually was 14 hours at 160 degrees. So, first I smoked it for about 6 hours. You saw a video of me really tired putting these in bags and then putting them in water. Today's Thursday. I started this on Tuesday, but because of life and being busy, that's why we are doing it with this process. So this is nice, cold. So after it was done yesterday, 14 hours in the sous vide, I put it in an ice bath just to cool it off. So this has been in my refrigerator. That's why like the fat and the juices are all a little solidified. But we're going to open it up, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to it. It smells delicious. It smells like bacon, rightfully so, because that's basically what bacon is. Oh, yeah. Now, for those who are not used to it, you know, there's going to be like some congealed like juice and fat and stuff on it. You could leave it on. You could scrape it off, whatever you want to do with it. I like it. Once you cook it, it's going to kind of melt away, and it's going to be, you know, it's delicious flavor. But so here's what we got. Oh, yeah. I wish you could smell the outside of this because it, well, not the outside, but just it in general. Okay. Let me put this right over there. All right. So we are doing burnt ends. So I am going to cube this up. Okay, like so. It is unbelievably tender. Like I said, it's cold right now, but wow. Okay. As you can see, this is what pork belly looks like on the inside. Bacon. Wow. Who would have thought? I would. Okay, I'm going to make this one pretty big. Nice little big fat burnt ends. I'm going to put these on some skewers too, because they're going back in the oven. So I'll do one. Look at these. Okay. I got skewers ready. I'm going to put 2 skewers in per, because sometimes when you put just one skewer in, it likes to like move around and stuff. What I'm doing is taking the same rub I had before. All right? Making sure that rub is all over the pieces. Okay, because now you're on the inside. Other than the salt, this is going to give a lot of flavor. But we're going to put these in the oven. Or I'm sorry, the smoker at 300 degrees. For about 45 minutes. Then we're going to paint some barbecue sauce on it. And then cook it for another 15 or so minutes. And then we will be done. So, let's see. I'll start with this piece here. Now, there's a good chance this might even fall apart while I'm putting the skewer through. So be very careful. Awesome. Okay. So like I said, the reason I'm doing this is now these are going to be pretty, when it's warm, they'll be very tender. So having 2 skewers in it, it'll keep everything on there a lot nicer. I'm going to just stop talking. I'm going to do stuff. Okay. Like so. We'll do this one. These are going to be some monster skewers, and I am here for it. Oh, we might only have room for 4 on here. That's okay. Let's put this one on. Like so. All right, and if you want to do a little more, like your hands kind of got on it. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and make a bunch of these. I'm going to put this in an oven. I'm sorry, I did it again. I'm going to put it back in the smoker at 300 degrees for 45 minutes. So I'll see you in a few. Okay, humans, I am going to admit that about a minute before filming this, I took some of the pieces over here and I just dipped it in a little bit of this barbecue sauce just to have a little taste of how it turned out. I will tell you when I do things bad, right? I think we all know that. Ribs didn't come out. This right here is absolutely spot on. I'm gonna save my my detailed analysis of the taste and flavor and texture at the end, but I'm gonna let you know that this already is absolutely spectacular. I'm so happy and I cannot wait to eat so much. So back to after I'm fanning all over this. Been in the oven, smoker. I don't know why I keep saying oven. Been in the smoker for about an hour because I was going to pull it out in 45 minutes, but I got busy. So it's been an hour. So now what I'm going to do is brush it with barbecue sauce and put it back in the smoker, probably for 20 to 30 more minutes, I think, to get a nice and tacky kind of consistency. Now, use whatever barbecue sauce you want, what you like. What I did is I took a store brand barbecue sauce, irrelevant, because I just didn't feel like making my own. But it was a little thick. I like just a little light glaze on my like pork belly burnt ends just to not like sopping in sauce. You do it however you want. But what I did is I thinned it out with simple syrup that I had left over from the beverage video I did last week. Perfect idea. Great use for it. And it's delicious. So now I'm just going to glaze our bellies. It is so delicious. And like I said, I think we know. I have told you when it's not so good. Today is not that day. Today they turned out fantastic, and I can't wait to give you a very detailed description. I'm going to take a bite, and I'm going to tell you like how the flavor's hitting, how the texture's hitting. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right, well, I'm not going to just keep wasting your time. I think you know what's going on here is I'm going to brush every one of these with barbecue sauce, and I'm going to put it back on the smoker for another half hour or so. It'll be nice and tacky, try to get it a little dark, and we'll be ready to rock. So I will see you in a few for eating time. I mean, they're done and they're delicious. Let me hold this up for you. Pork belly burn ends. Here, here's an example. Let's see if I could do this. I'm gonna come at it this side. Okay. This is going to be my fork. These are solid chunks on the stick, my fork going right through. All right, I did not cut that ahead of time. You ready? It just falls right through. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to take a bite. Oh, I already know it's good because I had some. And then I'll tell you what I think. Hold on, you gotta watch me eat one more bite. Okay. So this was like 6 hours on the smoker, 12 or so hours sous vide action. This is like, you can do like pulled pork where it's so overcooked that it just falls apart. And then you can do, which is delicious, I like that too. And then you could do, let's say, pork belly for like a ramen bowl or something where it kind of holds together and you can slice it. This is like the perfect right in the middle where in your mouth, yeah, you don't have to chew it at all. It like melts. There's nothing that's tough. There's no chewiness. The meat, it's a little more bacon tasting than barbecue tasting, if that makes sense, because I did salt and pepper this and I let that sit for a while. If I was to marinate it or inject it with like a brine or something, it might be a little more barbecue-y versus bacon-y, but I don't care. I perfectly am overly excited about this right here. It's got the nice crust and the nice bark. Just that little bit of sauce on there is plenty of flavor. I mean, it's absolute delightful perfection. So look it. I made some pork belly. I hope you like it. I want you to do it. Add whatever flavors you want. Cook it however you want. Just do some cool stuff. You don't even have to use pork. Use something else. Smoke it, sous vide it. Do it the whole way on a smoker. I don't care. Just get in the kitchen or out in the backyard or in your garage and cook some food. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, retweet. Let everybody know maybe if you could make a fireworks display that spells out Chef Mike Does Stuff. That would be awesome. Blow that up in the air. Let the people know. If you're a product or a brand or you got a thing you want me to use or talk about, chefmikedoesstuff@gmail.com is where you can send me a message and I will respond to you. Oh my gosh. But remember, most importantly, thank you to all you Rooster Teeth folk, all 3,000 new subscribers. You guys are the best. I'm going to try to do more videos. And remember, you do not want to miss when Chef Mike does stuff. I'm going to eat this entire plate. Oh my gosh. No more hands. No more hands. I'm just going to pull that apart. Look at this. It's barely holding together. Okay? Barely. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, just one more thing before you go, so I could give you a better example of how tender this bad boy is. Okay. Oh my gosh. I am not using any force. I am just... You put that in a ramen bowl right there. Oh my gosh, it's out of focus. It just cuts right through. Let's try this way. I'm trying to give you as much delightful food porn as I can. I'm not putting any pressure. Not doing any pressure.